Welcome to Shit My Pastor Said, the only podcast where we talk about the shit those pastors said. My name's Kris.
Hey, and I'm Dano.
Hey, we want you to check out, for a variety of reasons, shitmypastorsaid.com. What we're looking for is content, things that you're hoping that we talk about, things that maybe questions you might have, guests that you hope we have on. Basically, any fucking feedback we can give for you guys, we'd love. So go to shitmypastorsaid.com. And then also you can find us on all the platforms for podcasts.
Yeah, and if you are enjoying these first few episodes and want to support us, the best way to do that, as cliche as it is, just like and subscribe and comment.
Throw money at us.
Yeah, throw them, please, and gifts. Any engagement that you can interact with, we'd love it. And it really does help the boosting the content.
Yes, and we're all about boosting this content.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, baby. All right, so in future episodes, you're going to hear a Santa converting to Christianity commercial. And then in a couple seconds, you're going to hear our buddy Jake Scott, who him and his wife Valerie own Duluth Cider.
Yep.
Right? Duluth Cider. We met Jake when he was an intern at the church that we worked and went to, and he's got a wild story. So enjoy the show with Jake, and again, go to shitmypastorsaid.com.
All right, welcome back to Shit My Pastor Said. We're here today with Jake. We're going to welcome him right now. Jake Scott, how we doing?
We're going to welcome him right now.
Yes.
Thanks for giving us a heads up.
Right now?
Right now.
Right
Oh.
now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Glad to be here.
Jake, we mentioned this in the intro, but how is the cider company coming along?
It's good.
It's a big time
The
year?
cider is flowing.
You know, in the intro, and we talked about this extensively. Yes.
Is
Tell us
this
more.
whole podcast experience going to be me looking at
You.
Chris Sauter and he's just giggling?
If it is, it's pretty much just me laughing the whole time. Yeah.
No, the cider biz is good. Yeah, my wife and I own Duluth Cider. Opened it in 2018.
Magical year.
And
Yeah, Jake, there was a brief
Still
time
rolling.
where you were in Minneapolis with me, and I
Mhm.
remember struck visiting your apartment, and you had like 5 batches of beer and cider brewing.
In the
I'm like,
cities?
yeah.
You
And
live
then
in
later
cities?
on, you open up a real cidery. I'm like, he did it. He really
Yeah.
did it.
And at the time, we had no intention of doing that. We were just like, we brewed all the beer for our wedding together, and
That's
we were
cool.
like, hey, this is pretty fun to do together. And then, yeah, we moved down to the cities, and or I was already living down there. She moved down with me, and yeah, we would just brew beer in the apartment, and then invite as many people as we could over to hopefully have it get all consumed in one night, and then start over.
And you're like, this gives me an idea for a company.
If I can make money.
I gotta find a way to make money on this.
Okay, so we why don't you, before we get into all the stories, why don't you give us a description of who you are outside of what we covered extensively in our introduction. Tell us a little bit about who you are, anything you want to share.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to work with you, Kris.
What?
I'm not sure if you're aware. And you know, we were all involved at the same church, which is what brings me into this conversation.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
What year did you start? I don't remember the year.
I started going in 2005 when I was a freshman at
You were a freshman
UMD.
when we met?
Yeah.
God, I would have been. Yeah, I would have been 24. God
Wow.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I started going because I went for a run with a friend who, like, we.
Can you not say the friend's name?
Oh, his name was Lucas. Oh, you guys know Lucas.
I don't know Lucas.
Do you know Lucas Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Lucas Johnson. So we go for a run, and halfway through we have to poop, and so we stopped at the vineyard.
Cool. That's how
Thanks
you
for
came
coming,
into the
Jake.
vineyard?
That
You
was-
take a shit?
Thanks for coming.
But that's when I realized I actually already knew the worship pastor there, who I would later end up
Who's
working under.
Was it? We can say Asa.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
Asa.
didn't know that was.
I didn't
he
know
was
if
there
we
then.
were
Okay.
if we were keeping anonymous, but yeah, I had met Asa like a year before through mutual friends. Came up to Duluth, and we went camping, and that was
And you had to
Yeah,
poop.
that was-
And
They had to poop, and the rest
Had
is
to poop.
history. And then severe trauma followed.
that sounds like an acoustic guitar in that other room.
Like when he's in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Like he was making
Wait a
acoustic
second,
guitar
I know
noises?
that. No, Asa was
Oh.
playing.
Isn't it funny if he's in the bathroom like, I'm making some sick beats in here.
The reverb is awesome.
Dude, the bathrooms at that
Gotta
church
come
were
back.
horrible.
Yeah, down in the
Do
basement.
you remember that? There was
Yeah.
only bathrooms were in the
It was
basement.
tiny.
Just smelled like urine. That's all I remember.
I remember you could, so frequently I'd go in there and hear such loud old men in the stall.
Yeah.
Like really
Putting in
having
the
a hard
work.
time with it.
That's right. They earned
I don't know
that.
if it's because of the coffee that was flowing upstairs.
coffee.
Or
I think it was repressed anger.
Yeah.
God damn it! Okay, so that's how you got in. Then from there, we ended up working together. What capacity did you work at that church?
So I started in 2009, I think, as an intern, and I interned for 2 years. And that was
That's 2 years?
it-
I feel like
yeah,
it was a lot
2009
longer
to
than 2
2011.
years.
Felt like a lot.
And you got
longer.
hired or just an intern? I don't remember.
Oh no, they didn't hire me.
Okay. They didn't
I
offer
just-
me an internship.
I
We've done 3 podcasts. It's come out 3 times.
I interned for like 2.5 years, I think.
'Cause I remember it
like
being.
that.
That's wild.
I remember vaguely when it ended, because it ended great.
2.5 year internships? Like,
Yeah,
does
dude.
that happen anywhere else
Well,
besides churches?
why
Like,
didn't
that's-
somebody tell me to stop doing that?
I imagine a
valid
lot of
now.
people
Go get
did.
a job.
Right?
It was. I mean, I look back on that time now, lots of thoughts.
Yeah. We'll get to them, but I think we jumped over the most important part. When I asked Jake to come on, he said, if we talk about Christian music, we're going to spend hours on it. So,
Yeah.
Jake, tell us a little bit of your history. Do you have any ties to Christian music at all?
Great question, Chris.
It's me
Um,
flexing.
So yeah, starting in when I was like 15, I started working at a Christian radio station in my
You were
hometown.
15?
Yeah,
Hi,
I would do
I'm
the
Jake
weather.
Scott, reporting for duty.
God, I love DC Talk. Yeah, okay.
I would do the weather on the weekends for starters.
Oh my God.
Did you get paid?
Yeah, like $6
Yeah.
an hour, probably.
Sweet. 'Kay.
Maybe. Probably less than that.
Probably less.
That was in my hometown in the Brainerd area, and then I ended up having like my own radio show there on a new Christian rock station that they started,
What time is your show at?
6 to midnight.
Whoa.
That's what I
Damn.
am right now hearing this story.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I worked there until like my end of my freshman year at UMD. I worked remotely even after I moved to Duluth, and then I started working at a radio station called The Refuge here in Duluth, and I had the 6 to midnight show there for
That's like a
3-4
prime time. I
years.
mean, literally, that's prime
No,
time.
it's horrible time.
6 to midnight?
That's the time when
I imagine 6 to 8 is probably like the best, right?
No.
I think in the radio world, drive time is where it's at. So
Well, sure.
I would catch the people who were nobody was
no one was.
nobody was
No,
listening.
no one was listening.
I would catch
That's why they
people who
let
accidentally left the
15-year-olds
radio
do
on.
it.
Yeah, that's a
They're
good
not like,
point.
we got to make some money. Get 15-year-old
Coming
in
up
here.
next.
Yeah. 90-pound wuss. Your thoughts?
11 o'clock.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember talking to you, and I was asking you all these questions about being a DJ because we were going to go somewhere, probably with Asa, and you're like, I have to record my show first, and I'm like, what do you mean record your show? It's okay if you don't remember this.
Oh, did I ruin the illusion of radio
Yes,
for
I
you?
didn't know that you pre-record the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
He's like, I recorded it, did it for like 4 days so I can go do other. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
would,
you know what we call that now? Podcast. Baby.
this whole podcast trend will be over soon, and
I would-
everybody will be back to AM radio.
So now when I hear like radio shows and there's like people talking, I'm like, this is all bullshit. They're not talking to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I did that
I still
to you.
think about you when
I'm
I do
sorry,
that.
man.
Were they like now? No, never mind. I was
No,
gonna say,
go. I want to hear where you're going with this.
like listening to live radio, and they're like, "A plane has hit the second tower." That would be too old. That's too much prep
do you
work
think people are pre-recording
from all those years ago.
terrorist attacks just in
They were
case?
recording that morning
Pre-recording
to
breaking
release
news.
on December 6th, 2025.
just in case.
You're like, this seems dated.
The Antichrist revealed himself. Okay, so I would like the worst Christian band that you ever heard.
Oh, that's a competitive.
Ever played?
category.
How about ever played on the station?
It's the
Could
same.
you choose your own music
Dano.
to some degree?
What's the difference between playing and hearing? You like
Well,
it's like you added a whole
Well, I
new
mean, like
question.
a
I mean, there's-
fucking open mic at a community
It's the
center.
same damn thing.
No,
the
they
worst-
don't make it onto the refuge.
I didn't.
Anyways, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, so worst band I ever played. What were they called? There was this one Christmas song. It's called Christmas with a capital C.
Yeah,
Is what
every
it was called?
Every Christmas is with the capital C. Or it's called
That's
Christmas
what
with the capital C.
That's what the song is
I
called.
thought you're implying. I'm like, yeah, it's a proper noun.
And it was by some like cheesy
Careful.
a cappella group, almost like really shitty.
You don't
And,
remember the name? Or you
I
just
bet
let
you the name.
I
is
don't.
awesome.
I don't remember.
let's guess
off the
the
top
name.
of my
Try
head.
to remember it throughout the course.
No,
of the
let's just come up with what's your
Like,
Christian acapella in his hands. The Mighty Robes.
During this era, there were a lot of bands with numbers in their name,
Oh, there was, yeah.
like Pax 217.
KJ52 was in your car.
You guys
He did
speaking
ride in my car
C-3PO
once.
language on me? I don't understand shit.
That wasn't
So-
a good joke.
So I.
JK
That doesn't
72.
make it better.
So
Anyways.
this song would play, around Christmas time all the time, and it came on one time, and I texted my sister, if I have to hear this song one more time, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
Except I accidentally texted my boss, not my sister.
That is good.
So then I
Wow.
realized what I did. I text back like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to send that to you. And then I text my sister. I accidentally just texted my boss, meaning to text you. Nope, sent that to my
The
boss
boss
too.
again? I was gonna say.
Jake.
What is your boss's name?
Terry. He and I
Yeah,
are,
not even close to your sister's name.
No.
Yeah, not even the same
Very-
first letter.
Yeah, way off in the phone book.
He's just you really want to tell Terry some shit. Yeah.
The thing is, though, he.
Then you texted your boss, my sister's a bitch. It was to her. Just
So,
kidding.
Terry and I had equal levels of cynicism, though,
Okay.
and we're still friends to this day. So-
Goddamn Terry.
What's up, Terry?
Respect.
That's so funny.
What was Terry really in the acapella band? And that's why.
Yeah.
He's like, hey Jake, you know I'm in this band, right?
Yeah.
Dano, Christian. What's the? We just said it. Acapella group. Best name you got?
Run so fali latido. I don't know.
How is that a
I don't
Christian?
know. That's what I was trying to work in my head.
It'd be better if you would said Holy Spirit Latido.
Yes, that would have been
No, that
better.
would've been again. Okay. What's a Christian band that you still listen to this day, or you still have
Oh,
respect
yeah.
for?
No, I think about this a lot. Like, sometimes thinking back, it's hard to tell. Was that a good band and a Christian band, or because those two things don't often go together? But there are some that I still listen to, like "Me Without You."
I didn't know they were
I'm a
Christian.
Big fan. Yeah, I don't know if they
That's-
still are. I mean, they're not together anymore.
I'm not
anyway.
listening if they're not.
You don't know.
Me and Terry and I.
They really were for much of their discography, though.
Would they be an emo band? Or are they hardcore?
No, they're very genre bending, but they would probably be in the
God.
screamo
Music
hardcore
people.
I said
stuff
this on a
earlier
former
in their
episode.
career, but they softened a lot towards the end, and then went back to screamo for their last album.
I mentioned this in a prior episode. Seems like the screamo heavy metal Christian thing was
Yeah.
like the one genre that was
Yeah,
everyone liked it.
and I was super into it at the time.
Oh,
Like
not me,
that
baby.
was like the
One
Christian
kick,
bands
one
were
kick
the
drum
good
pedal
They were.
for me.
one to rule them all. Have you ever listened to the People's Theology podcast with Mason Menigma? I think he said he brings on like old metal Christian bands all the
Oh, yeah?
time. Yeah, that's my only tie.
Does
to-
bring on the lead singer of As I Lay Dying,
I have
who
no
I
went to
don't know
prison-
any of these.
who went to prison for hiring someone to kill his wife.
Whoa!
Turns out the dude was undercover.
Can't do that.
They just
bro.
came out with a new album.
Serious?
Jesus Christ.
I
And he
don't
killed his wife?
understand. No,
He hired
he
someone.
hired a hitman who was undercover.
How do you?
Did he kill his wife?
hitman?
Not that
The undercover?
I haven't checked recently.
Did he
but-
fulfill
He
the
really,
contract?
he was committed to the bit. Yeah.
He's like, listen, boss, I
I'm in
signed
too
a
deep."
contract. My word is my bond.
Do you know I'm really into Christian metal?
What about Goaty Hook? You like
Yeah.
them?
So that I do remember Goaty Hook.
There's one really good album as far as pop punk is
I've
concerned.
never heard of Goaty Hook.
Sumo Surprise.
My first
Probably
concert
sucks.
I ever went to was Ace Troubleshooter. You guys
Yeah.
familiar?
I know the name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and those were like I was still in like 6th, 7th grade at the time,
Yeah.
but that was my intro into. I mean, I grew up in a super conservative Christian family, so the Newsboys were always playing
I didn't know that.
on our boombox.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first concert was Carmen at the Deck.
At the Deck, I remember the
Yeah.
Standard.
Then I think one of my first concerts was with you. We saw The Waiting. Remember them?
No.
Pre-Kiss Me, Sixpence None the Richer.
I remember that. Where
Whoa.
was this at? I was there?
Yeah, it was like whatever that little like Christian music club.
Oh, on stage
The
3?
New Union.
What was it
anyways.
before the New, or was it always New Unit? Then it was like
I was young.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
And then
down in the cities. It was like the only Christian venue.
Oh, Club 3 Degrees?
Yeah, but before it was the New Union.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Jennifer Knapp.
Mm-hmm.
She was good.
Yeah.
Like she's
She's
talented.
still good.
Wasn't
She was good. I think she's like
She's queer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like
You don't have to be quiet about it.
no. I mean I was trying to think of like
She knows she is.
yeah.
Just don't tell her.
someone should let her know.
Sixpence None the Richer. She had a cough that night, so she sounded like garbage.
Like that
Not
you had,
good.
you have standards. Hey, guys,
Hey,
I paid
take
$2
care of
for
your
this ticket.
voice.
Never gonna make it.
What about Caedmon's Call? It's
Yeah.
still a band like once
Have you
a year.
listened to him recently?
Yeah. But he's a huge advocate for queer people and the music industry in Christian music. Yeah. So he protests.
That's cool.
Was that the band that Derek Webb was in?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
yeah.
So I interviewed Derek Webb one time and almost lost my job.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Yeah, well, I mean, my whole time at the Refuge, I actually tried to quit once and then decided
Sounds like George Costanza.
and then I decided, instead of quitting, I should just do whatever I want.
Very
And then
George
maybe I'll get
Costanza.
fired.
Been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So I unquit and started booking interviews with who I wanted to talk to. And Derek Webb had just come out with his album, and it was very clearly like confronting the church, saying, "Why aren't you doing something about these things?"
Was this
And
a solo project or was this Caedmon's Call?
solo project? And musically it was really good too. So I got him to come on the show, and he swore in one of his songs. He said the word shit.
Fucking hell.
Oh man. and
And you played on the radio?
I played it, but I made a radio edit of it, so it played the word shit backwards, because that's how they do a radio edit.
Serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
I'm
either. God, you're ruining radio for
Yeah.
me.
You don't want to see how the sausage is made. So the things that I talked to him about.
Well, hold on. Why would they need to go through that? Why not just beep?
No,
Like,
well,
you know what? Instead of a beep, let's redo
I
it. to make
I
it
made
back.
the radio edit, and I think that they do that on the radio to not draw attention to it, to make it still sound like part of the song.
Oh, yeah.
I see. Okay.
So it doesn't, come across as like.
Well, they
a
do the
beep.
whole like, zoot. Like, is that what they're doing? Is like,
Can we move
I don't-
beyond this,
Happy
please?
This is my
Until
one and
you-
only experience in Christian
Okay.
radio having to make a radio edit. So
Oh,
I
good
don't
point.
know
Imagine it's not
industry
a lot.
standards.
go ahead. I'll
Dano really wants more information about this beeping. Yeah.
But just the stuff we talked about, which I don't recall specifics, but I know we talked about like homosexuality. We talked about the church not taking care of the poor, stuff like that. And it was one of a few times when people called for me to get fired, and I was like,
that's
I love
Wow.
this.
So when,
I was so
when you're
pumped.
having the conversation about homosexuality at that time, were you already more progressive, or were you arguing for that we need to get out and keep those people in the closet?
Let's see, this at the time, I've never thought, I think, poorly of homosexuals, or I just I don't know what I thought at the time. I don't think I really took a stance other than like, yeah, they're people. I know some of them. They're fine.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it a whole lot,
Right.
But in that conversation, he brought it up, and I think it was mostly just the fact that I was asking him questions about his thoughts and giving him a platform.
Because a lot of people in the Christian world would probably at that point think he's like heretic off the deep end. Like,
yeah.
It's probably
And the fact
beginning
that
of
he
the
said
end.
shit.
Yeah, seriously.
He didn't say shit. He said,
This is bullshit.
Yeah. So, and then another time when I almost got fired, it was election night, 2008. And so that was
Obama.
McCain and Obama. And I was a dirty liberal, but you know, I didn't bring my stance out on the air. What I said was, get out and vote. We have 2 great candidates on the ballot this year.
oh
That's
my God.
all I said.
Wow.
And if you think about it, how far we've fallen now.
Yeah.
That was like utopia.
Yeah, seriously.
John McCain or Barack Obama
Well,
can't lose.
Well, especially, I mean,
What do you want
the
us to do it? Do it.
no, I'm not gonna, what's her name? The vice president
Of who?
McCain, wasn't she? She was like the beginning of
Sarah
all
Sarah
that
Palin.
craziness.
Yeah.
Tina Fey.
Yeah.
God,
would have been, yeah, interesting to see her in the way. Just
Do you want to talk about Sarah Palin for a little
no,
bit?
I just think it was an interesting thing of like, I bet you John McCain would have just like kept her out of the limelight once he was elected.
From my understanding, he was not pumped.
He
Exactly.
was not excited at all. No.
That's what I'm saying. If he would have become president, that would have been the last time we saw Sarah Palin, I bet. He'd be
So
like, I'll actually be doing the interview, Sarah.
That's your John McCain.
That's all I got.
Can you do the whole interview just now and John McCain?
Let's get started.
Okay, so back to so you're a Christian, you're a radio DJ. Tell us a little bit about your journey, because I said this to you earlier. I really don't know what happened. Tell us a little bit about interning. I don't know post-interning, but I'm really curious about your evolution in your faith.
Sure. So my whole life, like I was raised really conservative Christian, and I feel like my whole upbringing, I really believed it, but I was always of the mindset that like, but the way we're doing it, we're missing something. And so like, for instance, when I was 16 and got a driver's license, I asked my parents if I could drive to Brainerd to go to church, because there was a church that I felt like was more alive and more genuine. My dad was a pastor at the time at this little Lutheran church.
Your dad was a pastor?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
What kind of
yeah.
what kind of church, or what kind of Lutheran church?
Covenant when I was younger, and then ELCA when I was in high school.
Which is like a very progressive Lutheran.
This one wasn't.
Oh,
I think
there's, you
I
can-
think
you
there
can be
was-
you
progressive.
can be. Yeah.
I think there was a split somewhere after where the type of Lutheran church that you were at meant something more, but at the time this was like Catholic light.
Right.
Yeah, it was very you read everything out of the bulletin. The homily or whatever is sung.
Right.
We sang songs like "There is a balm in Gilead." What the fuck does that mean?
No idea.
I'm interested. I don't either. I'm in the industry. I still don't know.
So, yeah, so the deal I had to make with my parents was I could go to that church if I went to the early service with them
Yeah.
first. So I went to church twice every Sunday. That's how much I
Parents are the best,
believe.
man. Yeah.
And
And was the church in Brainerd, was that like a evangelical?
it was evangelical free church.
Was it? Well, we don't need to say. Is it
Was it
still
like
there?
was it like the like coffee and wear a flannel shirt and you're cool here? And
It was not quite that, but it
As
was.
Jake's wearing a flannel shirt, drinking coffee.
It was still, so when I left there and moved to Duluth, I first landed at Hillside with Ryan Bowers when he was pastor
you
there.
did. That's okay.
And it was almost like that was a step towards what you were just describing,
Right.
the flannels and coffee. The evangelical church I was at was kind of like a stepping stone towards that.
Yeah.
It was not quite there.
Have you heard
I
Dano's?
can't do it. We can't.
Yes, you can. You did an impersonation of Santa and other people. He's got a perfect impersonation of Ryan Bowers.
Oh, please.
Do it.
Please.
Do it. Come on.
The thing about Chi Alpha is actually
It's so good.
what you're going to
Oh
find
my
here
God.
is a lot of exposition about hermeneutics.
You can't do an
for the-
exposition on hermeneutics.
You guys could do an entire episode pretending Ryan Bowers is on the show.
We've talked about
Maybe,
it.
maybe Ryan Bowers and Santa could do announcements.
Or how about we get Ryan Bowers and you, and people have to guess which one's the real Ryan Bowers.
That would be...
Because everyone knows him. Ryan, if you're listening,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, or you're welcome.
Yeah, I should interject here and just say I love Ryan Bowers. He's a great guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're making fun of him
Yeah, we are.
because we love him.
Sure.
That's how I do it.
That's everyone we make fun of. We love them. Yes. Okay, so you were in this evangelical church. You went to 2 services on a Sunday. You get to what was the name of Bowers Church?
Hillside.
Hillside Community Church with Nick Lusk. Remember Nick Lusk?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Alumni of the same Bible college. No big deal. Okay, so then you're there. How do you end up at the church where we all worked at together?
I
didn't
went
work
running.
there.
and
Oh
had
yeah,
to
you went
poop.
and took it. You want to take a shit? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you start interning.
So-
Why don't you give us like your journey
Yeah.
from interning and beyond?
Yeah. So yeah, eventually I get more and more involved, and then I intern, and that was like a worship internship. So then, towards the end of that, I started to feel super burnt out,
I remember.
and I remember people started asking me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Why is everybody asking me this?"
Were you not in touch with your burnout at the beginning, or at the beginning of the end?
What do you mean?
So if other people are saying, "Are you doing okay?" Do you feel like you were in touch with how you were really doing, or are you?
No, so my whole life I've kind of hereditarily dealt with depression and anxiety, and it was seasons of depression and anxiety would be brought on by like there was a lot of trauma in our household growing up, and that would bring it on. And then I think that like just the stress and workload of working there kind of just sent me down a spiraling season of depression and anxiety, and I didn't know to attribute it to that. I just thought, what is wrong with me that I can't hang?
Right. Wow. Did you feel like you got the support you needed?
So there were some folks who really supported me. Kathy Wilson,
Yeah.
the Wilson family,
Yeah.
are they'll hold a special place in my heart
They're the
forever.
best.
Because she played keys on my worship team, so we would spend
did.
entire weekends together twice a month.
Worship team, for those that don't, is just music at church.
Yeah, it's the
We throw it
band.
around, yeah.
Outstanding music.
Yeah, it is. I mean, legitimately good musicians, I think we can all agree.
There was some great musicians
Yeah,
at that time.
for real.
At ours, where I worked, we had some extremely good
Yeah.
musicians. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got help from some folks who, like John Kluwer,
Yeah, yeah.
really took
you
good
guys
care of me.
You guys were tight.
Yeah. He's such a good guy.
And did you do college shit too, or just music?
Did I do college shit?
Did you
You
so
know,
like,
go to college?
Did you do
the quad?
did
go
you
streaking?
Did you help blackout drunk? Yeah.
Keg stands?
No, did you help with the college ministry? I hate that
Oh,
word
gotcha.
because
Okay,
John
yeah.
oversaw that.
Yeah, I did help with that some. Led a small group, or I think a couple of college small groups.
Okay. Did you have a name for your
Um,
small group?
They had names? I never heard of
Did
them.
you have a name for your
No.
small group?
You
I
probably
don't,
did
I
when
don't
it was
remember.
youth. It was
Mine were
like,
all stupid.
Why'd you ask?
Because I just thought maybe you had a name. I didn't know there was. I didn't know we were out of bounds. Ask questions. God damn.
Did you ever have a name for your small group, Dano?
No.
Ryan Bowers impersonation. Your thoughts? Okay, so
I'm gonna start asking Ryan Bowers.
I don't
for
think he's ever
some
heard me do it.
questions here.
Ryan Bowers, you've done it a bunch of times
In front of
Ryan.
him?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ryan Bowers, did you have a name for your small group?
We actually did. It was the windmill.
The windmill. Why, Ryan? Why?
I find that the breath of the Holy Spirit can really flow. Nobody knows this, man.
Okay, it's funny. Okay, so you felt like there were some people who gave you the help you need. How did you feel supported by the people, like on the pastoral staff, or I'm assuming were like
Yeah.
the overseers?
So, well, John Kluwer
Yeah.
would bat cleanup sometimes after I would get demolished by senior leadership.
Yes.
He took really good care of me. He would like he would probably know. He was interning at the same time, actually. Did you know that he started out as an intern?
I remember on 52nd or whatever 52nd, he was an intern.
Yeah.
But by that time, weren't you an intern in 2009?
2009 to 2011.
Okay.
I'm going to ask a question. You guys don't have to answer it, but I've heard stories from you guys and other people. Like, what is it? And again, you don't have to answer. What does it look like to get like destroyed? Is that like one-on-one meeting with senior leadership and they just demean you?
He said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it like
I just glossed over it.
Is it like in a staff meeting where they single you out and just like?
Yeah. What do you want to share?
Yeah. I mean, again, you don't have. But like generally, is it like?
That's a good question.
I could give examples of all of
Yes.
each of the ones you just said, and I'm sure that you could too, Kris. But I mean, I remember specific times. One of the most devastating times was the Christmas service, which is a big deal. Christmas Eve. And
Big
we did
deal.
how many
Big
of those?
That's a big one.
Yeah. And the pressure was on, and I was leading the worship team. So
on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, not bad for a
Yeah, prime time.
That's the 6 to midnight stuff.
So we get done with the first service, and I get taken aside by senior leadership and told, and it went like this: "Hey, did you notice at the middle of this song when the Holy Spirit fell?
What?
No, you did not. You plowed right through it."
Whoa.
And then I was told that the song choice, the first and second songs, were just awful. But this was not news to him because he had been around for practice. He had seen our song. It was like approved. I had to come back and do more services after that.
Yeah, like 4
and
more.
I just, in that time, I was like, this is someone who holds so much spiritual sway in my life.
Yeah.
Also is my boss. And, that I took it very seriously. But then there were other times where the faults in my work were pointed out really, like in a closed door meeting, or I was, it was never really a yelled at thing. It was like a spoken to very quietly.
Jeez,
thing.
man.
And
Well,
I mean,
what would be even the not that we have to get in his head, but like what was the expectation there to like change 2 songs or like stop a song if the
It was
Holy
never about
Spirit
that.
was? Yeah, I know, but it's just wild. Like
I think about that a lot now as an employer.
Yeah. I do. And as a pastor, I do too.
I imagine just being like saying anything like that to an employee would be
But hold on.
out of control.
Employee, yes, but as an intern, how much did you make as an intern?
$250 a month.
Did you get any insurance?
No.
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 Could you work a separate job if you wanted to?
I was doing like 60, 70 hours.
It was in the employee handbook. We couldn't work another job.
Wow.
It was like explicitly in there. So like to say he was an employee is not even a fair, because he didn't have the same rights
right. Yeah,
or
that's a good
access
point.
as an employee.
Yeah, I've seen other like a Hillside documentary or Hillsong documentary. I was like, oh, that looks just like what I experienced.
Exactly.
And so what happened was I got very used up. And here's the thing. I'm talking a lot about the negatives right now.
Sure.
I took a lot of positives away from that
Yeah,
experience
me
too. And a lot of positive things from senior leadership that I learned that are very helpful to me now as an employer, because they were very good at what they did.
Like operationally, I'm sure they had some strengths.
Yes, organizationally they were very good.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Hire interns and don't pay them anything, and then yell at them.
That's what I learned. That's what I took away. So, got a cidery full of unpaid employees.
Do you have
right now.
interns?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm like, where are we going with this?
No, in fact, the example that was set for me in this situation at the church has, I feel like, taught me what not to do.
Yeah.
How not to let someone who is eager to help and be involved get consumed and chewed up by what is what they're helping with.
It's
you know?
to not exploit people's energy and interest in what they're discovering, right?
Yeah, and really to build them up, not to build them up, tear them down so that they're in control, so that they fear whatever. Like to really give someone an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And make sure they're also compensated fairly. Make sure they also take breaks. Make sure they also know everybody fucks up sometimes.
Yes.
It's part of the job, and then we adjust. It's fine. But so, yeah, it was just, that was a lot of pressure. I ended up like being, near suicidal by the end of my internship, because my depression was just so, like, it was crippling.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time skipping a staff meeting because I was sitting in the sound booth and just could not get up to walk into the room. And I just went home after an hour of sitting there and not moving because I didn't want anyone to know I was actually in the building.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, no, I was out today. I was sick.
God damn. I the memories I have of you, because we didn't interact, or maybe I don't recall, but I remember like there would be times where it seems like you were having like the time of your life, and then or it was just like clearly there was something going wrong, and I just kept thinking like, oh, the senior leadership's got it, they got it,
right.
Ugh.
So yeah, I eventually got on antidepressants, and then I was called into the office of senior leadership, and this is something that I still don't really understand because I don't know that this is like something that was part of the belief system of the church. You would probably know better than me, but I was called in, and he said, I heard that you are on antidepressants now. I think you should get off of those as soon as you can. And I think it was, from coming from a place of caring about, like wanting me to be healthy, I think, but in that moment I was like, this sounds like bad advice from someone who's not a doctor, and I'm going to ignore it.
Or any degree whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that something that was part of the beliefs of the church?
Yeah. I wouldn't say the church.
I think some areas of conservative Christianity, like where they came
I know
from,
some areas, but
or like anti-therapy.
Of this
Yeah.
specific church.
I think it was in their background as them personal.
Okay.
That's from my understanding.
Yeah, it seemed like more of a personal,
Not like that church
commentary
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
I was told about it one time from one of them. I'm just like, what? Like vaccines, I think. And back then it was not obviously what it is today, but
My first day being hired, I got a file, and it was Harry Potter, Pokemon, and something else. And they looked at me and said, because I was a youth pastor, and they're like, these are evil, and we have to stay away from these. So if it gives you, like, so I think we might be vibing on the same thing or similar thing of, when I got introduced to this movement, I thought this is so progressive, this is so different, because the energy felt like that.
Yeah.
But when you got into like the actual core beliefs, it was all fundamental conservative bullshit. But they just dressed it up nicer, and they didn't talk about it. So they never on stage would say, hey, don't take meds.
Right.
But I heard them share things like that multiple times.
Yeah, and so I heard that, and I was just like, this doesn't seem like it's something that I should listen to.
Was this near the end of your internship, or was that the end?
This was near the end.
Because I don't remember how it ended.
I don't think it was very quiet. I think that I kind of just faded away.
Yeah.
So I brought up some concerns about an individual who was leading student worship, because I was overseeing the students leading student worship.
Yeah.
And I bet you could guess the individual who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that individual is now in prison.
Yeah.
But I didn't suspect anything like that. I just thought, this, as I'm meeting with him once a week, he just doesn't seem stable enough to be like leading kids.
Yeah.
And I'm okay saying, we're not going to say his name, but he's in prison for
we can
sexually, violently assaulting kids.
He raped girls.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it was around this time,
it was.
which that's a real mindfuck.
Yeah.
I've wept over this. So I took him off the worship schedule, and then I was confronted by his mother.
Wow, I don't know the story.
And it wasn't, I confronted maybe isn't the right word. It was a conversation like, hey, why isn't he on the worship schedule anymore? And then the decision was made to put him back on soon after that. And I don't know if this is related to it or if it's just these things happened in close proximity, of time. But eventually, I think the determination was I just couldn't hang. I couldn't handle the job.
You had the determination, or they had the determination?
I think they did.
Okay.
And I wanted to get a job there. Like, I wanted to go from intern to staff.
Yes.
But I was asked to stop leading, and
Because of you taking him off the schedule?
no, that didn't come up in the conversation. They said that I was told that it was because of a moral failure, and that word in that church meant very specific things.
Yes.
And I was like, what was it? Like, what is the moral failure? And they wouldn't tell me.
Jeez. What?
And I, to this day, don't know what it was.
Well, call in if you know the answer.
God. Oh, please.
So that fucked with my head for a long time.
That was the conversation of when they said you're done. So you didn't quit. They fired you?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no clue.
Yeah, and that's why I say I think it was quiet intentionally, like maybe not, that's not what I mean. Like, you don't know about it because it all kind of happened quickly, quietly behind closed doors. And that was pretty much it for me at that church.
Okay. Were you done going to the church after that?
I went a few more times, but I was so uncomfortable and like my head was so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm still dealing with anxiety and depression, but another huge part of this, and this might be what they considered the moral failure, was I was dating who I'm now married to, my wife Valerie, and multiple times, I'd say at least 3 times, I was told I shouldn't be with her. I was told from God through senior leadership.
Oh my God.
To not be with her, like to not date
to
her?
not the actual words of one of the times I recall during VLI, during our
Vineyard Leadership Institute.
Vineyard Leadership Institute. The actual words that she got from God were, God wants me all to himself right now.
Each.
Okay, hold on. Senior leadership said God told them to tell you that Valerie needs to be alone with God?
No, that God wants me, Jake, to himself.
That's got to feel good at least.
Wow, God, thank you.
And I was so in love with her.
Yeah.
But I also felt like being in love with her and staying with her was me disobeying God.
Whoa.
Because these spiritual leaders who I really respected and wanted to listen to, I thought they knew what they were talking about and stuff. I thought, I was so conflicted. So I leave the church. I go and work at a coffee shop at a Beaner's. Shout out Jason Musso.
Yeah.
And I ended up working there for a year, breaking up with Valerie and moving down to Minneapolis.
I didn't know you guys. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and I I broke up with her because I loved her so much, and I felt like
wait, is
it's
this
not
one of those songs?
Yeah, exactly. Is this me without you?
It was me being so confused spiritually, and trying to deal with, like, I just felt guilt for being in love with her, and it was just ruining our relationship.
That is I got dumped by a girl because God told her to once, and it fucks with your head.
Yeah. I mean, Valerie was not happy about it. So I moved down to the cities. I end up working at managing a caribou at the airport.
I do remember that.
I was gonna
Worst
say,
chapter of my life.
Really?
Low
I've
point.
often comment when we talk about people moving from Duluth to Minneapolis. I bring you up, like to my wife. We were talking like probably the worst decision was to take that job because you were just so removed from like getting there at like 4 a.m.
I had to leave my apartment, my shitty apartment, at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah. So you could never
Take
stay
the
out late
train.
with us. Like
No.
you could never hang out with like my community and like I gotta go to bed at 4:30.
Yeah, I had to take the train to the airport, go through security every morning, and then I had to work at a coffee shop. That was the worst part.
At an airport.
Yeah.
At an airport. Oh my God, it was miserable. But during that time, I realized like it really, a few months later, it really, my head was clearing up. And I was like, you know what? I shouldn't have broken up with her. I should have married her. Luckily, she picked up the phone. The rest is history. We're very
She's
happily
like, you got
married.
any closets in that apartment that I could brew some cider in? Like, baby, do I ever?
You could have done better on that
No,
joke.
that's okay. No, that's an okay one.
Okay.
So,
That's fine.
picking back up to the story of kind of where I've been spiritually
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
So we just got rid of all of our shit and moved out to Boston.
I do remember
Oh,
this.
yeah.
With another couple. Would you guys do that with Amy?
Wayne and Amy, yeah.
Wayne, did you guys do that together or just happened?
No, they had gone a couple years before, and we had always Valerie and I separately before we started dating both wanted to move to Boston. This was before they had gone out there, but they were like our best friends. So we ended up being like, hey, let's just go do it. We hate our jobs. Let's just get rid of our stuff. Let's go. So we went out there and crashed on their couch for 2 weeks while we looked for jobs and looked for places to live. While we were out there, we got involved with a church and started going, but I didn't really want to be part of leadership or anything.
Yeah.
I was still pretty burned out. But you know, my Christian guilt, which is pretty baked into me from a young age, I just felt like, you know, I should be helping the community with my talents and not like playing music, but like running sound. I thought I could run sound. I could help out run sound here. Behind the scenes, that's all I wanted to do. So I started offering to do that. And then the like 3 times that I went and ran
Three
sound.
3 times you went to the church?
No, the 3 times I went to run sound,
gotcha,
like 3 times I was on the schedule. They didn't need me. There were 2 other sound people sitting at the board, and I was like, I'm sick of wasting my Sunday mornings if I'm not needed here.
Yeah.
And then I got confronted by the senior pastor who I had never spoken to before.
What? You never spoke to him?
No,
God.
it was like I don't know, probably like 500 people in the church or something.
Too big to be talking to a volunteer that just started.
Yeah.
As senior, I mean, seriously, like the head senior pastor talking to you, it's like, get the fuck out.
So I became
Pretty
good
level.
friends and started working with the worship leader at the church there who was on staff. And we're still really good friends to this day. But he asked me one day, like, hey, I saw you took yourself off the sound schedule. Everything cool? And I was like, yeah, it seemed like I wasn't really needed. That's like my one morning of the week when I don't have to work. And he was just like checking in.
Yeah.
But the senior pastor came over to me and said, yeah, why aren't you serving? And like confronted me about it. And what I wanted to say was, if you can tell me what my name is, I'll answer your question.
You said that to him?
No, I wanted to.
Oh, God, that'd have been awesome.
Me now, I totally would have.
Yeah.
But I just took that moment, and it was like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So I was done with church. I wasn't done with Jesus yet. I continued to, I've always been a big journaler. I journal a lot to kind of process things, and I would journal a ton about where do I stand? What do I believe? What do I really believe? And eventually I realized no one out here in Massachusetts knows me. No one has expectations of me. My entire life, I've had expectations of Christian leadership on me from when I was little, and like my dad would have me help out with like the kids' messages and stuff. And then as I got older, I started leading Bible studies, and then I was working at Christian radio stations, and then I was working in a church. So my entire life, like, the expectation was that I was a leader Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in a new place. Nobody knows me. And I said, I'm gonna take advantage of this like fresh start thing. And I'm going to start thinking about what do I truly, honestly believe is real.
Right.
And for me, that over time led me to, I don't think this is true. I don't think that, like, if I'm really honest with myself, I've never seen a miracle. I've been told about a lot of miracles. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like 30.
And
So
it was a big
I was
part
like,
of the churches we came from.
Charismatic.
Like,
yeah.
Miracles are real.
And like, I've never seen evidence of demonic possession.
Right.
I've never seen someone cast out a demon. I've heard about it a lot. I guess I had seen it, but I knew the person. I was like, I'm not buying it. I was like, okay.
Been there.
So all eyes are on you. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You happy, Chad?
But
You had your little moment.
okay, we got Satan out of you now.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like, get a job.
So yeah, I ended up, where I land today is, until recently I would have said agnostic, but I had a really interesting conversation with my brother-in-law to be, the gentleman who's marrying my wife's sister.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard?
It's brother-in-law. You just say it. Just
Right.
No one's going to be like, they're not married
All
yet.
right. So we were talking a few months ago about religion, and he is from Iran. His family fled Iran when he was, I think, 6. And, his family is Muslim, but they're not like practicing Muslims. And he told me really interestingly once, he went to his dad one day and asked him, like, I don't know anything about being a Muslim. And his dad's response was, here, go like study this, go study what that means, but also study this religion and this religion and this religion, and then come back to me and tell me what you think. And he came back to his dad, and I think he was like, I don't know that any of them are true. And his dad was like, okay, then that's what you believe. That's fine. And we started talking. So he and I were talking about that, and he's like, I was thinking of how different my upbringing was. I was in a Christian bubble my entire life, and I was told what was true, what was right, and told not to, I guess, dabble in anything else, because it was dangerous.
Like blue like jazz is the line. As far as you can go.
That's a Donald Miller book, if anyone's paying attention.
And only behind closed doors.
Yes.
We don't talk about it.
God, that's so funny you bring that up.
So he, let's see, where was I?
He talked to his dad and said, "Because you don't believe in any religion," and you're having this conversation with your brother-in-law.
So we were talking about his experience and my experience and how different they are, but we kind of landed at the same place. And then he's telling me why he's not agnostic, why he's atheist. Right. And at the time, my reasoning for being agnostic, and I don't even know if I have the definitions of these words right, but my understanding, I guess it would fit. I thought it's not for me. I don't believe, but I'm glad that other people do if it's a positive thing in their life.
Sure. Yeah.
I think of close friends of mine who it's like, it is such a positive thing. It has created such good stuff in their life and helped them so much. And like churches that are out there helping people with like food banks and helping the poor and hungry, that stuff is so good. So I was like, you can do it. It's fine.
Right.
Not for me. But his perspective, he saw so much violence coming from religion. It was why they had to flee.
Yeah.
He saw the damage that religion can convince people to do.
Yeah.
And I sat with that for a couple months, and I was like, yeah, I agree. I think, look around our country right now. I think that religion has the potential to convince people to do awful things.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know tons of people who are such good people, and they have nothing to do with religion.
Yeah.
So I like that's where I'm at now,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's great.
I think it's because I was raised in the same thing. I still remember talking to my friend Anna Fink, and she would say the same thing of like, well, there's so many, like she'd say like my parents, they're not like devout Christians, and they have a great marriage. So how can someone have such a good life, Kris, if they don't really like believe in Jesus? And I was like 16 at the time, and I'm like, yeah, how do you have a good life if it's not tied to?
You probably had to land on, well, they probably don't have a good marriage.
No.
I mean, like, obviously they did, but just, like, I remember going through those moments. I'm like, well, I guess, like, their marriage in secret probably isn't any good, because it can't be. Otherwise, it's all, my whole world.
No,
I remember that mindset. Yeah.
I didn't, because I knew them. They had they were awesome. They had a great marriage, and they were still, like, I want him on the, Doug to be on the pod.
Yeah. Doug Fink is his name?
Yeah,
Great
dude,
name.
he's the best. Doug and
Doug
Diane.
Fink, glad to meet you.
Hey, my name's Doug. But I had to reconcile the idea of good people exist outside of my little bubble of Christianity, and it really blew my mind when everything is tied to certainty and hold the power. It's like, well, if we don't hold the power, what if other people can like be flourishing people without going to New Jerusalem Church? Shout out New Jerusalem. Okay, so you identify as atheist now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like the first time I'm really telling people this.
Oh, that's good.
Like I don't really talk about this much.
Well,
So this is just between us, right?
Well, people find out
in front of my face.
What's with the microphones?
I think I feel like I'm in a very similar spot than you, and I've kind of landed on like I don't really give a shit what I'm characterized as. Like, am I agnostic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter. And I think it's like, I think it's Christians that want to have those labels.
Yes.
Of like, well, wait, are you agnostic? Are you atheist? And it's just like, I don't give a shit.
Do you know why? I have a theory about this. I think Christians, and we should say some Christians, right? Because I also know a lot of other Christians, like the Wilsons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are like, we don't care. Do you want to move in love? That's our most important thing. I like those kind of people, regardless of how they identify. But Christians who hold that, like, have to hold the power and always have to be right, and it goes back to why I don't think anyone really believes in hell. They just want a reason to feel sparkly. They want a reason to feel like, I gave up so much. I need justification that I'm okay and what I gave up is okay. Where, like, and I still identify as Christian, and I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I care. I care about people. I care about them being the best selves. I don't care if you're a Christian or not.
Right.
Where the Christians in my life, or the toxic ones, are always berating me and trying to get me back to something.
Sure. Yeah.
And I just want none of that energy. And I'm still in the realm. I don't know. It's a weird place for me.
I feel like I've come to view things as like to look around at the people around me differently now, and to appreciate people around me differently now, where I feel like I've gotten much better at identifying people who truly care, who are willing to care for someone who can't advocate for themselves.
Right.
And I look at that and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's my kind of
So
person.
I have a question on that because on social media, you are very outspoken on some of your convictions. We'll use that word, political or whatever. And the people who respond to you,
I read all the comments.
So
on
do
this
I.
stuff,
Well, I don't. Because I get really triggered by it at times. How does that work with the people in your life who still maybe identify with the Christianity or that version of Christianity that feels like they have to point and shame? How do you respond in that context where you're at now?
So I never used to talk about politics.
I know.
But after I left the church, I worked for 10 years in political marketing.
I remember that.
Yeah, until just recently. And I actually still do.
I do remember this.
Yeah, we talked about it at Johnny's bachelor party.
Oh my God, I do remember that. Okay.
So I'm very plugged into what's happening every day. And I care a lot, but I would never talk about it until recently because I feel very strongly that. So I've been in the room with President Trump twice.
Wow.
2016, 2017. No, 2017, 2018.
I heard he can work a room. You gotta hand him that.
And
why do you feel the need to compliment him?
And I know Dano's a huge supporter. I don't know if you know that about him.
hey, come on.
But I felt so horrified at the things he was saying and the responses of the people supporting him in that room that I was like, oh shit, we got a problem on our hands.
Jeez.
And from that point forward, I guess I started being a little more politically active, still not talking about it much, but now for the reason of like, I have a lot of people who are still in my life who are big Trump supporters, who are very active Christians. And you know what? If I can get them to genuinely think about the impact that their support has on someone who is being trodden upon, I'm doing my part because I have to do something.
Yeah.
I think of like my grandpa went to World War II. He had the option of not going, and he said, no, it's my duty. I'm on the clock, and I gotta do the right thing. I think about that all the time. Like, if I'm not doing everything that I can to help people who can't advocate for themselves, I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night.
Right.
So, knowing that I've got a lot of Trump supporters, I guess in my sphere of influence, basically people that I know and have good relationship with, I'm going to try and draw attention to the ill effects of their support. And yeah, they do come at me sometimes with, everybody knows what a comment section is like. Yeah. And I always try to keep it as real of a conversation as possible. So if someone who I haven't talked to in a while comments on something, I'll be like, and it's like a vicious comment, kind of calling me an idiot, I'll be like, oh, hey man, I haven't talked to you. How are your kids doing? Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, this is my perspective. Right. I'll just tell you what my perspective is. I don't plan to change your mind. I don't know. I just feel like I have to do anything that I can do because I just feel like I can't do much of anything.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I know this is obvious, but I'm still often just bewildered at the fact that for conservative Christians, like Trump is their guy. Like Trump is the one that brought you to this point of like running the country and like on the verge of Christian. It's not like
it's so backwards.
It's not like Kirk Hammett or something. I mean, just like some bullshit. But no, you know what I'm saying? It's not like some like I don't know, Mark Driscoll
Christian
type. Yeah, like
it's not a
super
Christian.
Influential. Yeah, exactly. A Christian. I said on Facebook once, like, Trump is the bad guy in every 80s action movie that the church wouldn't let us watch.
Yeah.
He's trying to shut down the ski mountain.
Yeah. And like my mom, like, you can't watch this movie, and like Trump was the bad guy.
He's like fighting commando.
Yeah. He gets a pipe through him at the end.
God, so good. Yeah.
That awesome steam,
but
Trump.
My whole thought on the Trump thing is that Trump just said that, we've said this 100 times. He just said the quiet things out loud that a lot of Christian men, especially, were waiting for someone else to say it.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, for how much even us three have been tested by these same Christian men of like, what do you mean you read Harry Potter? How is, or, you know, like,
no, yeah,
how is Trump Christian enough for them? Like, he's so blatantly not even trying to be a Christian.
But they're not interested in that. They're interested in power.
I know.
And
it's
they use the word
like,
kingdom
I
of
just
God.
wish more people would say, like,
Dano,
what's your favorite passage? When he said, like, the 2 Corinthians.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians.
Yes.
Or when he had the photo op after they, like,
Unbelievable.
Tear gas on the people.
tear gassed peaceful protesters so that he could do a photo op in front of the church. I was just out by that church actually like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh man,
Tear gassing protesters.
Yeah.
Got to follow my man.
In my free time.
Yeah.
But he was holding the Bible upside down, and
Which we all
it
know
was
never to do.
It was so perfect that he was holding it upside down.
It was.
I was like, man, this is like a political cartoon.
Okay,
real life.
To wrap things up, I want to hear, and I hope it makes the cut. What is the dumbest Christian band name you've ever heard?
Jeez.
Dan, I want your response too. Because there's some famous bad ones.
I listen to good music. I don't know what to tell you.
You just separate yourself. I don't listen to good
as far
music.
as music is concerned.
Okay.
When I was in college, I was considering writing a book after college called Holy Shit, The Problem of Quality in Christian Music.
Yeah, you still should.
And I wrote a 20-page paper on it. And the paper only had to be 3 pages. But I was like, no, I got shit to say.
I got some shit to say. Joe Plant and I started a band in college called Sketches of Autumn.
Oh, my God.
Sketches of what?
Sketches of Autumn.
Sketches of Autumn was our name.
That's some blue like jazz shit.
I remember sitting in the parking booth in Minneapolis. It's a small little booth, and we're like, we have to write a song like Stephen Curtis Chapman does, like story songs, like you're telling a story. And we started by trying to tell a story about Mary being a virgin and trying to convince everyone. And it wasn't like a joke; it was like sincere. That's how
Our
Sketches of Autumn.
Be virginity.
It sounds like a good stand-up bit. Actually.
That is like the most un-rock star. Our whole thing is virginity.
Can you imagine? Mary knew.
We're starting a band to talk about not having sex. Like, brother, that's why you start a band.
That's good. Okay, on that note, Jake, thank you for being here.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. You're totally right about country music.
Thank
Dan.
you. Here we go.
100%
dumbass story
right.
songs.
Modern country music.
Yes.
That's an important caveat.
Yeah, 90s cusp. 90s country. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Good.
I like Randy Travis,
God, I love him.
Garth Brooks.
Clint Black.
My listening age, I just told you this yesterday, my listening age on Spotify, the Wrapped thing was 82 because I listened to 1950s country.
There you go.
While I play
Yeah,
Red
I'm
Dead
talking
Redemption.
about like modern country. It sounds just
modern
like
country is
here's
not all of
worship
it.
music.
Here's a trifecta.
Oh my God,
Goo
it's
Goo
not
Dolls, modern country, and modern worship music. It's all the same shit.
true. Why are you signaling out just the only band you hit was just Goo Goo Dolls?
Because I think it's
like
the
Goo Goo
perfect-
Dolls vast.
I think it's a perfect encapsulation of the structure of a worship song and the country song. It's high emotion, big crescendo, drop out, come back.
God,
Or if you really want it, key change.
Yes,
if
key
you
change
really
after the-
want to
Yeah,
hit somebody
exactly.
with the Holy Spirit or the country
They
spirit.
don't even write their own shit. It's not even trying. They're just
you know
trying
how many
to.
artists don't write their own
Tap
shit?
rap.
Most of them. God, there's so much good country music out there that is not found. I don't even want to. All right, guys, thanks for listening to Shit My Pastor Said. Jake, seriously, thank you for
Jake.
coming
Yeah,
on
thank you,
here.
guys.
Go check
for
out
having me.
Duluth Cider.
Why would Dano, do a free commercial with Brian Bowers talking
No, I'm
about
not going to do it.
Go on,
Ryan, thanks for coming.